He is the starting quarterback of the New York Giants. He is Daniel Jones. He gives us a couple of minutes here on the Fan on Giants Day. Daniel, it's Jerry and Boomer Esiason with you. How are you?
I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
We're doing great, Daniel. Thanks for joining us this morning. All right, the biggest difference between this year at this time as opposed to last year at this time for you is?
Well, I think this year's been, a different camp in that, we've had about a week and a half now, on the field in pads, and that's the way, that's the way all the teams are at this point. But I think just when you consider the off season and then, now into camp, considering all the COVID, the changes due to COVID and what that's made us do to our schedule, it's been different that way. But like I said, all the teams in the league are kind of dealing with the same situation, and we're working through it. I think we've done a good job as a team, getting the very most out of the time we've had.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you're more comfortable this year than you were last year. And, of course, Eli's no longer with the team, and this is your team. And you know exactly what the quarterback means to every franchise in the NFL. However, you've had to learn a new system. How different is the system that Jason Garrett has brought to the Giants compared to what you learned last year under Pat Shurmur?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly some differences. I think, across the league, a lot of teams run the same plays. There's concepts that are similar and plays that every team runs. So you see a lot of the same things, but obviously the verbiage and the way it's called and a lot of those things, are different as well as, different concepts as well. But, there are differences here and there, but I think, the benefit of having learned one system and having a year, to play and to learn, I think, learning this system has been, I've had the advantage, I guess, of having a little experience learning a system before.
It's Giants Wednesday on the Fan. Giants quarterback Daniel Jones with us. The idea of no preseason games. Obviously, you learned a lot last year and you got a lot of playing time. But, what do you think it takes in terms of game action to kind of get into rhythm in such a bizarre start to the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, there's a lot of differences to camp this year, and the preseason is one of them. But, like I said, all the teams are dealing with that same situation. I think, what we've been trying to do is making sure we're making our practices as game-like as possible. You're simulating you're getting the reps that you would in the game at practice. And, I think we've done a good job of doing that so far. And I think we'll be ready week one, going into the season.
Yeah, I hope you are. And let me ask you, how many laps have you had to run because you've made a mistake on the field and Joe Judge's new way of handling discipline?
I've had to run a few laps. I think we all have. And I think that's, we're embracing the program. I think, what Coach does and what he's, kind of his way of running practice and kind of this program, it all, he has a purpose behind it. I think guys understand that and are embracing it.
Did you know anything about Joe Judge before he got the head job?
I really didn't, to be honest. I obviously learned pretty quickly and, got to know him some before we all had to shut the buildings down and go home. But, I've really enjoyed working with him so far, and I think, I know the guys and the team, are enjoying the camp we've had, and doing everything we can to get ready week one.
Giants quarterback Daniel Jones with us. Giants Day on the Fan. Last year there was nobody that enjoyed watching you play more than the guy you're talking to, and that's Boomer Esiason. Very complimentary of you the entire season. Thinks you're a star in the making. The one knock, I think, and you'd even admit, was the fumbling. When you look back on the season and you look on film, is there something you can correct? Is there something you think you will do differently to make that go away this year?
I think it's the classic quarterback fundamental of having two hands on the ball and making sure that I'm, the only time I'm taking my left hand off is to throw the ball and being consistent with that, making sure when I'm, tucking the run. I'm, using good ball security and being conscious of it at all times.
I think what's going to help you, Daniel, is that you're going to have a former quarterback calling your plays in Jason Garrett. And when you found out that he was going to become your offensive coordinator, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I see he's had a lot of success in the league as a coordinator and as a head coach. So,
and by the way, as a player too, I don't know if you knew that.
As a player, certainly, yeah. So I've enjoyed working with him. He's extremely, detailed in the way he installs plays, the way he coaches us. And I think we've learned a lot and moved forward, through this camp, well as an offense. So, we'll continue to learn and continue to progress. But I've certainly enjoyed working with him so far.
It's unfortunate that Nate Solder decided to opt out, and I think we all understand why he did so, and we support that decision 100%, which means you're going to have a rookie left tackle in Andrew Thomas. You also had a rookie wide receiver last year that you basically found chemistry with, and that was Darius Slayton. How is it going with Andrew Thomas, and are you and Slayton able to pick up where you left off from last year?
Yeah, it's going. I think Andrew's doing a great job. He's a guy who's come in, and you can tell just by his demeanor, the way he approaches the game, the way he approaches practice. He's a mature guy, and he's taking all the coaching he's getting and really working hard and playing well. So I've enjoyed working with him so far, and Darius has had a good camp too. He has come in every day and worked hard, and I think with him and the rest of our receiving core, the rest of our skill guys, I think we're all making progress and moving forward.
You ever notice or look at the talent you do have offensively? I mean, you're talking about the wide receiving core. Evan Engram, I assume he's healthy. I mean, you can, I guess, give us more on that. And then you look at Saquon Barkley. You bring in Dion Lewis. You got a lot of players on this offense. What do you think is the upside as you go forward with this team?
Yeah, I think we have we got a lot of guys who can make plays, across the board, like you said, at all positions. So, it's about putting it together. It's about executing and making sure we're all on the same page. And in my role, that I'm making the right decision to get the ball to the guy that has a chance to make a play. So like you said, we have weapons. We got a lot of guys who can make plays, and it's up to us to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to, and we're executing the offense.
Hey, final question for me, Daniel. And I told the story this morning in regards to me and Phil Simms talking about when we used to play and be in your situation. We'd look at our schedule and we'd go, oh, my God, I can't believe I got to play that team. I got to play this team. I got to play. And it always seemed like they were all the best defensive teams. And I was looking at your schedule, and obviously it's going to be a very difficult start. And I know you don't look past that first game with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's the Steelers, Bears, 49ers, and Rams, all teams that have continuity, which seems to be the word in the NFL these days. You're going through your second training camp with a new coaching staff, a new system, not new players, though, with the exception of Andrew Thomas and maybe a couple other guys in the offensive line. For the most part, you have all the guys you played with last year. When you look at that schedule, did you have like a little bit of the cold sweats like Phil and I used to have back in the day?
I think something I learned last year is every team, every defense in this league is good, and obviously there's teams who like you said have that continuity, who've been together, but every team you play every week is going to be a challenge, and that's part of this league, as I'm sure and regardless of who the opponent is, it's about coming in, ready to play and handling your business as a team and as a unit.
Last thing for me, for Daniel Jones, Giants quarterback, it's been a bizarre year, as we know. It seems like every day something stranger happens. Have you envisioned what it's going to be like playing in these empty stadiums? I mean, baseball is one thing, but these football stadiums are monstrous. And I know there might be some stadiums that have 10, 12,000 fans, but MetLife Stadium's not going to have anybody. Any thoughts go through your head what it's going to feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it a little bit. I think it'll be different. I don't know exactly, what's going to happen as far as them playing, music or crowd noise or what that situation is. But it'll be different. But we're going to embrace it, and it'll be something. You said, like you said, a lot of teams are dealing with. Maybe not all teams, but. It's just part of it this year, and we're going to embrace it.
Daniel, I lied. I do have one more question for you, and I can go on and on and on with you. Give me what it is like for an NFL player on a daily basis going to training camp. The first thing you do in terms of testing and all the protocols that you have to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah. So right now, we fill out a questionnaire on our phones that's sent to the team, asking you if you have any symptoms or anything like that. So then once you do that, you go in and get your temperature taken. We have like a little trailer set up in the parking lot, so you get your temperature taken and then do your swab test, and then you're good to go. So obviously there's different protocols and different procedures in the building that we're practicing, but as far as the actual testing, it's pretty simple. I think that, it'll take you about 5 minutes tops to get all that done. So, I think as a team, as an organization, I certainly feel like we're doing a great job, maintaining all the guidelines laid out by medical officials and trying to do all we can to make sure we have a safe season.
Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, you got one more, Boom?
No, I don't. I was just going to say good luck, Daniel. Wish you the very best, and hopefully things go well for you early this year, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.